Well, Ben, you've got so many hats in this movie. I mean, how did you work it all out? I mean, and this, for directing, it's a big job because you've got action scenes, you've got everything.
You know, I just, I had a lot of time to work on the movie. I had a lot of time we spent a lot of years working on the script. And that was, so that process was, you know, by the time we were shooting, we really had worked on the script, we knew it pretty well. And the prep time on the movie was long, it was about 6 months, so that's really important before you start shooting. And then, you know, then you just sort of dive in and take it one day at a time and, you know, work your way through it.
Exactly. I mean, it's about a director that, I mean, there's a director in there that's kind of out of control. I mean, you had to have a lot of egos and a lot of stars to control.
Well, you know, honestly, on this movie, I didn't. It was really, I kind of intentionally, I think, I made sure that everybody who was working on the movie got the movie and was excited about being there, because it's really hard if everybody isn't on board, because there's a lot of waiting around, and then we were in the jungle, and, you know, it just wasn't that easy a shoot. But I think everybody else had a really good sense of humor about themselves and saw what we were doing. When you're making a comedy like this, you sort of want to have a sense of that you're making fun of yourself.
Well, that's what I was saying, there must be a certain irony because you're all big stars. I mean, did you sort of think, when you were ordering your Frappuccino from your assistant, go, I'm no different?
Yeah, oh, definitely. I mean, it was just ridiculous. I mean, because, you know, we're all, you know, people have trailers and people have TiVo or don't have TiVo, or, you know, you can't really complain about anything like that on a movie like this because you just sound too ridiculous. But that was what was fun, too, was to be able to, you know, like the crew in the movie, where you see in the beginning of the movie, the crew is actually the real crew of the movie. So, like, we're filming ourselves, you know, as the crew of the film, and, you know, and people are, like, bringing drinks and assistants, all that stuff is, like, really happening, the real makeup people, and so it was fun to sort of blur the line.
Yeah. I mean, there is a danger, I guess, in a film like this to sort of be too in, because obviously as actors, you know, journalists and that, we're going to have a great time watching this, but was there sort of, you had to make sure that it was actually accessible to people that didn't know all about Hollywood?
Yeah, I mean, I think for me, I wanted the movie to work for an audience, and that was, to me, the idea always was pretty accessible, the idea like a bunch of actors that get stuck out in the jungle and don't know what they're doing, and they have to deal with a real situation. That to me is not really an inside idea. So it was fun to have, you know, jokes at Hollywood's expense, and also have just sort of the theme of the movie be what it is too, which is sort of like this, you know, comedy about these guys who don't know what they're doing.
Was there any worry about not being politically correct? I mean, you've got Robert Downey Jr. playing a black man. I mean, you've got your simple Jack character, or was the idea to push the envelope?
No, the idea was just to really do what we thought was funny for the movie, and then, you know, then you look at it and you screen it and you see if people are getting the ideas that you're putting across, and you're never gonna not offend somebody, and but the intention was never to offend anybody. It's just, you know, I feel like in the context of the movie, it's pretty clear where the humor is coming from, but it's definitely, you know, you have to be aware of that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, Tom Cruise does an amazing job in this. I mean, how much directing did he need, or did he just run with this character?
He is a great actor, and he had so much fun doing it, and he went with his instincts, and I tried to encourage that, and you know, I love working with him. He's just, I think any director who's ever worked with him has had a pretty great experience because he's so committed to his work and to the movie.
So a lot of those like character ideas were his, the way he
worked? Oh yeah, he had a lot of ideas. I mean, he was sort of a combo. He had the idea for the hands. He wanted to have really big hands, and I thought it'd be interesting to see him bald. So you know, take some of the hair off his head and put it on his chest. You know, and then he started doing the dancing. The dancing sort of came out of his idea of, like, he wanted to move like that, and so then I went back and worked it into the script, and just, it was a real nice collaboration. It was really fun.
I mean, you said you've loved directing probably more than acting, so
sure.
I mean, you would be quite happy to step behind the scenes all the time.
Sure.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, I love acting too, but it's, you know, something about directing that's a little bit more a full experience, you know.